Hi, I'm Diane Leonard with D.H. Leonard Consulting and Grant Writing Services. And today I'm coming to you live from snowy, far, far, far upstate New York and the Thousand Islands. And well, this isn't the only part of the country that's dealing with winter weather today as I'm filming this. In fact, there was a huge winter storm. I don't know, maybe it was actually named something, but I'm not sure. But a huge winter storm that's impacted everything from all the way up here down to Texas, and there's ice and there's snow and there's wind. It's been a thing. And it's a storm that went all the way across the country. So as I'm talking about responding to change today, I know that many of you as grant professionals have been thinking about how to respond to change. And maybe you're watching this and it's not snowy out and it's not winter. That's fine. No worries. It's just what inspired today's conversation. It's really all about how do we as grant professionals respond to change over always following a plan. Let me clarify what I mean here. So when we think about our work, we are incredibly external deadline driven. We need to put in our work, click submit, put it in the mail, do whatever is going to happen for submission in advance of the deadline, or we aren't considered for the funding. So how is it that we can respond to change over following a plan? You might be thinking, Diane, we need the plan. We need to do the different steps, make sure we get through editing, we get feedback from our colleagues in order to meet that external deadline, right? Right. But here's my challenge to you. How, when things might go differently than planned, either because the phone rings and it's a snow day, or because you didn't get the feedback you asked for from a collaborative partner or a colleague quite as expected or on the timeline as expected, how do we respond to change without heroic efforts? Let me say that again. How do we respond to change without heroic efforts? What do I mean by heroic efforts? Super long, late hours, weekends, working through lunch. Just a few examples of what I would define as heroic efforts that grant professionals may take on when something doesn't go quite as planned. Now, you're right, we can't miss that deadline, but what are the ways that we can look at our work, maybe look at our grant calendar and the work that's upcoming, look around us in the organization to see who else might be able to help? How could we reprioritize or put our hand up and say, I could use help? I'm going to keep focused on this thing right now that's super high priority with a deadline where we had something that's not quite as planned. Can someone else get started on this upcoming draft, or can someone else fill in the blank? What is it that we can do to help reprioritize our work and still give the time needed for the upcoming deadline? That's a different conversation for each team, for each organization, for each grant professional, for what it looks like and what it sounds like and how comfortable you are with it. But I'm here to be a cheerleader in your corner, to say, don't take those moments on the chin and just deal with it. Open up, talk to your team, make it visible about what's happening, about the change you're responding to, about the help you need with prioritization, so that you're not doing heroic things, so that you're not putting yourself at risk for burnout. That's why we want to focus on how we as a professional and how we as a facilitator for our grant team as a whole, how can we respond to change over following a plan? All right, I'd love to hear from you. What are the ways that you as a team and you as a professional are responding to change over following a plan? Reach out, let me know, put it in the comments below. And if you love these conversations and our grants, tips and tricks, the ways we try to keep grants from stressing you out, be sure to subscribe or check out our free resources at dhleonardconsulting.com.